Hi everyone, welcome to Conversations with Creatives during COVID. At this time, we know many people are doing it tough. Livelihoods changed in a matter of days, especially in the arts. The aim of this is to check in with fellow actors, filmmakers, crew and creatives to see how they've been coping with lockdown restrictions, to find out how they've been able to keep themselves active, and most importantly, to lend them a supportive ear. Okay, today we have our special guest for Conversations with Creatives during COVID is actor, writer, producer and singer Samantha Lauren. Hi Sam.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
It's great. So yeah, thank you also for giving your time to have a chat.
Yeah, of course.
So I guess obviously first question for you is honestly, how are you coping during this time?
I mean, that's such a difficult question to ask to start off with, but I would say now I'm doing okay. I feel that I am sort of more motivated, but when it originally happened, I took it really hard because I was about 3 weeks away from moving overseas to Edinburgh. So through my entire 16 weeks of planning overseas and traveling just into disarray and moving there and being so prepared to go and about to pack up my room and about to, sell my car and things like that. So I took it really, really hard. I also am someone that I'm such an extrovert that I almost need to be around other people because I recharge around other people, and I really need my friends. So like most people do, I really, really struggled, and I had a bit of really bad anxiety. In fact, I kind of clashed with a friend who the way she copes with her anxiety is to have her own space, and for me, I try and draw people closer to me. So unfortunately we really butted heads, so that was quite difficult for me. And I had about 2 weeks where I felt really, really bloody awful. Yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I felt really awful, and it was hard, but I think with all these projects that I was looking forward to, and now everyone was saying, oh, well, now you're here for longer, why don't we write a script? And slowly over the past 3 weeks, I've started to kind of build up a little bit more enthusiasm, a little bit more energy. I'm starting to work out more, making sure that I get out of the house just to take my dog for a walk. And I think only now, so it's been how long? Maybe
It's been
a
about
month and a half.
over a month, about a month and a half, so about 6-7 weeks.
Yeah, so it took me that long to actually feel grounded and feel okay and to get back into life and actually doing things. And I still now went for a big long walk today, felt incredibly guilty because I feel that I should be doing work, but I can't really. There's not, like, I can do some things, but I can't do everything. So yeah, to sum it up, I guess, that was a big story, but really struggled. And only now, after struggling with myself, now I'm starting to feel much, much better and back to myself.
How bad would you say it got with your anxiety?
Pretty bad. I felt that I needed to get away, and that's why, unfortunately, staying at home, I wanted to go get an Airbnb. I wanted to lock myself away for about a week and really just come to terms with how I was feeling, and come and get friends to come to me, and that would kind of make me feel a little bit better that I've given them the chance to come to me rather than me sort of bombarding them. So I would say I felt that I was operating at 80% each day, that any little thing would have set me off, and it did. I forgot to get chocolate at the shops, cried. My friend said that she couldn't do a call that day, cried. Made a huge kerfuffle out of it, even though she was just like, oh, I just can't chat because I've got work. But to me, it was such a major thing. Yeah, I think I was probably maybe 60% of my anxiety. I imagine that before filming, before shows, I'm maybe at 80%, but just in day to day, I did say 80%, but maybe more 60.
Because you had the situation where you were literally about to move, and even now to a country which is actually doing, well, they're not doing so great at the moment, but can you imagine what it would have been like if you had actually been able to go over there?
I mean, I would have been probably absolutely hating it. I think I'd be happy that I was finally there, but what was the point? I wouldn't be able to work. I wouldn't have anywhere to stay. I'd run through my money. In fact, I'd have to be asking people for money because I wouldn't be able to get home and I wouldn't be able to afford to live somewhere. Maybe I would just, I don't know, work and stay at a hotel. But even then, I'd still need to have 2 weeks of isolation, or I'd be leaning on family members that I wouldn't want to put them in that position. So I'd probably be absolutely hating it. I'm actually really thankful that my flight was cancelled and I wasn't able to go, because I might be at risk. I mean, who knows? We still don't really know why some young people get affected and have and can die, but that they've got no pre-existing conditions. And I don't know, maybe I've got something I'm not aware of. So I'm very, very thankful to be in Australia, and very thankful that the government has sort of created these lockdowns early on, and that we're not in a position like the UK and America and some other countries. So actually a blessing in disguise. As much as I hate it, that I really wanted just to go with my plan. I mean, everybody seemed to have all these amazing plans in 2020, but I just think that maybe that was just, the reason why I had to be here. And obviously it was not a very good place to go there right now.
Yeah, 2020 was going to be so many people's years, but it just has decided to go, oh, no, we're going to make it a living hell for everyone.
I know. I just felt that everyone had sort of a plan or something that they were going to do, or traveling. And I don't understand why so many people had all these major events. Maybe we all have these events all the time and we've just kind of, our eye has been brought into it. But I just felt that lots of people had these really quite large events that they haven't done for the past couple of years. So 2020, hey?
Yeah. Well, you sort of answered it a bit before, but what have you been doing? Like even before you, like recently, you said you've been going on more walks. Like, what have you been doing to actually keep yourself physically and mentally active, like throughout all this time?
Well, first of all, I just want to put out there that I have been terrible. I'm someone that I love sleeping in. So even though I say all these things, there are days that I do absolutely nothing and I feel incredibly guilty. And there are days that I get up at like 11 o'clock and it's really bad. I'm trying to get up at a reasonable time, but it's really difficult when you go to bed at like 2 a.m. So, yeah, but anyway, I've been trying to exercise every second day, doing weights. So luckily at home I have some weights. I've been running, so I got some new shoes that I could run in because there was a hole in the bottom of one of mine. So now I can go running. With my family, I'm very close with my mum and my dad. So I'm here at home at the moment, which is great because we've got a nice house and, a dog and 2 cats. So there's lots to do here. And every Saturday or Sunday, we have sort of a family day, and we go out for a walk together and talk about stuff. And that really helps with my mental health, just to have like a solid chunk of time just to talk to someone. I try and schedule in regular calls with my friends. I try and start new projects. So whatever I've got in the house, if I've got like some wax, maybe I'll do some wax art. If I've got, like, being an art teacher, I have a whole lot of art supplies. So clay and paint and stuff and canvases. So I can kind of do a lot of that artwork. I think it's just anything for the moment. And I did, during the time when I had really bad anxiety, I did kind of turn off the TV, not look at my phone, and tell my parents not to tell me all the statistics and things that were going on, because I was just focusing on whatever makes me happy in that moment, go with it. whether you feel guilty or not, put that aside and just go with it. If you really want to just go for a walk for 5 hours, do it. If you want to eat 3 things of caramel slice, like I have been, then just do it, because right now so many things have fallen through and I've had so much anxiety and disappointment that anything that makes me feel remotely better than just okay, I go with. So I've been trying to really, like, if I'm really in a creative mood and it's 1 a.m, I'll go with it and start writing. I think that's really important, is just to not feel guilty.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's not, we're restricted with what we can do and what we can't do, and it's what we can do. We just, if we can do it, we do it.
Exactly.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. So you say you've been able to call in on your friends as well. So have you, just on that, you've been able to check in with others, not just your friends, but also with other people within the arts and creative industry?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a really good group of like filming friends, you included. So
Thank you.
I've got lots of people I can call and just make plans with and regularly check up on. I think that's really good to have that sense of work community, and I imagine other people in other industries have the same thing in their workplace. And also, being a teacher, unfortunately I can't work at the moment because this was my year's leave without pay so I could go traveling, and unfortunately it's a bad year to take off. So I'm staying in touch a little bit with that teaching community, but I kind of lost touch with them because it is my year off and I've kind of dropped out of the network. But my filming network is still very much there, and I think it's really important to have that work network that's very different to your friends. And people like you and Hannah and Aaron and Luke and a lot of other people that have offered me all these jobs and work, it really helps you to pull you out of where you're at the moment, and to sort of know that good things are coming and that people still want to work with you and that you're still noticed and you're still picked. So
Absolutely. Tight-knit community when we all have to stick together pretty much. Well, stick
yeah,
together, but by staying apart at this time, as everyone's saying.
definitely. But I still think there is a need for us to all feel like a community during this time, and I think that we are achieving that.
Yeah. You mentioned you've had quite a lot of struggles, but what would have been the hardest aspect out of all this for you?
Oh, I think the hardest aspect that I think I'm learning about myself is I like to be really busy. I like to be around other people to the point that, like, other people don't feel this way. I know that a lot of extroverts feel this way, but I know that sometimes I can be a bit too much. But I think I'm just learning that I seem to bounce off life more when I'm doing more things. So I would be more than happy to work a full 8-hour day and then go out that night and then do the same thing every day and every night, because I almost get more energy than if I'm sitting around at home. I almost get more lethargic, and then I sort of settle into that, and it takes me a while to pull out of that, which is why I found it so hard, and that's why my anxiety built up. So what was the question again?
What's been the hardest aspect?
So that's been the hardest aspect, is just that being someone that really needs to do a lot of stuff to feel energized. It's really hard because now I have to give myself all that, and I just can't do it by myself. I almost need other people to kind of vibe off. And yeah, when you can't be around those people, and video chats aren't the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So that's the thing that I've been struggling with the most, is being an extrovert during a time when being an introvert would probably be very beneficial.
Yeah, I'm sort of feeling like being introverted myself, but there's only so much you can do as an introvert. Like, you still want to be able to go out and see people, and like, yes, we've got the like, we're zooming here, but it's still not the same as actual one-on-one in the same room together, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. You almost feel somebody's energy, and I know that sounds kind of like spiritual mumbo jumbo, but you know what I mean. Like you can
Yeah.
kind of pick up on someone's rhythm and their
Mm.
energy, and usually I walk away from a great conversation being like, I'm ready to take on the world. And unfortunately, when you can't have that and you're trying to almost motivate yourself, it's really hard, because I think I'm needing to learn, maybe that's what I need to take away from this time, is how do I motivate myself when no one else can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In what way do you want to be able to come out of all this?
I think I want to come out of this stronger, knowing that at times when I need to be alone or I'm forced to be alone, that I'm not going to go completely under. And I think I did kind of learn that a bit with a lot of my anxiety, that things will pass and I will feel better. I almost need to write it out and just accept that that is how I feel, and learn each time to make that a bit better. But I do want to come out of this with a whole lot of work, and I just want to get straight into it. And already I've got so many different people that want to work with me and want to do all these projects. So I'm just like, yeah, let's do all of it. I just, as soon as this is all over and it's safe for us to film, I'm just straight into it. That's what I want to get out of this, is just a really bringing my zest for life back into life and everything, and just going for it.
That's great. Yeah, absolutely. Like I can't wait to get back on set as well.
Yeah.
But on that, do you honestly believe that our industry will be able to survive all this?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we've gone through this sort of stuff time and time again. I feel like our industry is always tested. It's always criticized. It's always, it seems very highly valued when people watch stuff and they want to go to things, but as soon as they are expected to pay, they're not really wanting to. So I think that we will bounce back, because there is a creative need, and we would be doing this work whether you were paying us or not. And it's much harder when you're not getting paid, because you can't 100% focus on it, which is why everyone aims for a paid job, so you can really put your heart and soul into it. But all of us already do put most of our heart and most of our soul into everything that we do and fund it ourselves. And I think that we will come out of this stronger, with a more sort of sense of community, and not really letting anything hold us back. And even though we don't really get supported by the government, even though we contribute, I think it was something like $11.5 billion into the Australian economy every single year, and we should get a bailout, but it's probably not going to happen. I think we will. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think we will come
This
out
wasn't
of this.
supposed to be political in any way, but
I will make things political. I will bring that element into it, but because we need that. I think we need it, and it would make a lot of our jobs easier, I guess, is so, lack of better word, easier, because then things would just happen and they'd be better quality, and we won't have to wait.
I guess also personally will help like the individual as well, because a lot of us are working maybe one or two other jobs as well to be able to support and supplement what we're trying to do in the film industry.
Exactly. And to not have to do that means that things will move through a lot quicker, and you've got more cultural experiences, more films, more TV shows. I just think that, yeah, it just should be better funded. It should be recognized for the work that we do. Unfortunately, we don't, but it does make us stronger. It does make us fight more for things. And I think we will all get through this. Might take a couple of years for funding to come through, big production companies to build themselves up again. But people like us and many other people in the industry, it won't hold them back.
Yeah.
In fact, it makes you angry, doesn't it? It makes you want to do more stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, to show them that this isn't going to keep you down.
Yeah. That perfectly leads into my next one. It's like you've just gone on this whole inspirational rant. Like, what?
Oh, good. I'm glad.
What advice would you give to others?
I would tell them to put their passion and their anger from this time and how we are not getting recognized into your next work. Make something about that. Write something about the industry, how difficult it is. If not, talk to people about it. Tell them how much the arts actually contributes to the industry, because, not industry, but Australian economy, because a lot of people don't know, because it's not their industry. They don't really care. They don't look at statistics and things like that. But you need to educate them. You need to show them that, hey, when you don't pay for that TV series that you're watching, well, what happens if I was the director for that? Then how do I get my income? You need to sort of pull them up on that sort of stuff, and put your anger back into your work and show other people that when this stuff happens, that it's not going to hold you back, that either way, you have to make this stuff because it's within you and you need to get it out. And I think that many, many performers feel that way, and creatives in general, that, you do this whether you're getting paid or not. So please live by those words and keep making stuff, even if it's like really shit quality on your phone. As long as it's some good writing and good actors and you've taken the time, you can kind of work around that. So please don't let this time make you think, I shouldn't really pursue a career here, or I should just give up because it's too difficult. Don't. It's not too difficult. You just need to work around those barriers.
We all persevere.
Definitely.
Yeah. Throughout all of this, like, what have you learned about like yourself, society, and other people, like even your family as well? What more have you learned about them?
I've learned that my family and my friends will be there no matter what. That's really nice to know that, but I think I already knew that. And I think it's just more, I don't know. I feel like my opinions of society have changed a little, that I just want people to remember how it felt to be in this environment, to be really scared, to not have resources, to not have safety, and just remember that when asylum seekers come knocking. I think it's really changed my perspective. Like, I mean, I've always kind of been like this, but it has brought out the ugly side of the community, and and just how much we have kind of lost our way a little bit. I mean, this sounds really preachy the way I'm saying it, but I just kind of feel like if shit really did hit the fan, could you rely on this general community to kind of take care of each other? Maybe our communities are too big now. I don't know. I think I've just kind of seen the ugly side of life and the community, and I don't know. It's changed my opinion of a lot of things.
It's incredible how, like, in the space of a couple of weeks, everything just changed, and faced with all this, like, people's own behavior changed as well. Like, something you wouldn't think that a normal person would, like, and I say normal, everyone's definition of normal is different. Like what someone would do just changes dramatically, just over the space of a couple of days or weeks, just based on how society is now and how we've all had to quickly adapt to our current situation.
No, it's interesting. I was focusing on the negative things and
Yeah.
you're talking about, but can I ask you the same question back? Like what has it changed for you? I mean, can I interview you?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Like, yes, like in seeing all, like when you see all the social media posts about like all the families at home and seeing what they're doing to keep themselves occupied, you're seeing that there is so much creativity out there, and you don't even have to be in this industry to be creative. Like the parents are coming up with ingenious ways to keep their kids occupied. People are finding new ways on being able to exercise at home, and even I said this with Hannah, like, because I'm still working, and we see the people coming in, and some of them are really, it's how they protect themselves. It's like some of them are a little bit ingenious with what they've done. Like, it's not the standard, like not what would you consider would be a medical safe or approved face mask and now. Like, some of the things have been really creative, but
yeah, like plastic bags and shit.
yeah, but also just in people's appreciation. Like, never before have you seen crowds and crowds of people cheering our health services. Like, you saw the scenes in Italy and in France and now in America and in England and in the UK, that every night they're cheering. And you saw the scenes in Italy, like people were doing concerts on their balconies to entertain everyone else in their communities. And you look at that, like, yeah, they can do it there because of how it's built up there. A little bit harder for areas where we live here in Melbourne, but just seeing that people are able to do that and to keep that sense of community going, it's like even though you are distanced, it is bringing everyone together in a different way.
Yeah, I agree. I think that some really beautiful things have come out of this, and it seems that the essential workers, well, I mean, every job is essential, but, like the people that are deemed essential, are in industries that are notoriously low paid.
Yeah.
And it is almost those careers that they say, oh, well, you're in this career not for the money, but because you want to help people. So it's, it's the teachers, it's the doctors, it's the nurses, it's the ambos, it's well, I guess it doesn't really work for like retail and stuff like that, but you know what I mean.
Somehow, because I work in retail, somehow we are still essential.
Yeah, I mean, we do need supplies and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know, I just think it's amazing what nurses and doctors are doing at the moment, and even teachers really adapting. And being a teacher myself, and I haven't done the remote learning because I am currently a casual relief teacher, but yeah, some people have been taking advantage of this time a little bit as well. I've just noticed some people will try and get away with certain things, or like charge under. I've just had someone kind of, like being a qualified teacher, not really actually wanting to pay me the money that kind of wanting me to like teach their kids for like $10 an hour kind of thing. And I'm like, that's really not fair. No. That's not really nice. So I think, that's unfortunately, maybe I'm focusing more on the negatives, but there are many, many positives coming out of this time.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Like, people, like, it's fine that like you mainly see the negatives. I've been able to see the positives, but that's everyone's different perspective on things. So honestly, it doesn't matter in the whole scheme of things. You are seeing you are seeing people in a different light, so to speak. Yeah. Finally, what are you looking forward to the most once all these restrictions are eased and we all can meet up with our friends, our extended family, and all our peers as well?
Oh, shit. This is one thing. Can I have two? Can I say two?
I said, what are you looking forward to?
Oh, I thought you said one. Okay. I can only think of two now because I've limited myself. But the first thing is just sitting in a room with my friends, having a glass of wine or just a cup of tea, whether this is like at a bar, at a nightclub, at their house, I don't even care. Just to sit with them and just be in their presence, and then just to hug them. Just like, Jesus, I miss my friends so much. My God. And the second thing is camping, actually. I haven't been camping in so long, and to not be able to go out into nature, I feel it is like horrible. I feel like it's I've just been kind of separated from something that like I really do need to go out into nature. I need to be somewhere where it's not full of people, where it's not like a concrete path. And I miss camping. I miss having like just cooking meals and having a little fire and getting all snuggly in a tent and watching movies. And there's nothing better than a glass of wine whilst you're looking at a campfire and just you've had food and you're kind of like, you know, you're going to settle in for the night, have a bit of chocky, and there's nothing better than that glass of wine. And I cannot wait just for that just camping. So friends and camping are my two.
I love it. It sounds so simple, but it means so much to you. I love that.
Yeah, it really does. I think it's the freedom to be able to go out and then also love, to show my friends love. That's a bit wanky, isn't it? It's so wanky, but
no, that's all good. Well, Sam, thank you so much for giving us an insight into how this has all been for you. I know it has been tough for you, but hopefully things are going to be looking a little bit brighter now. We've got this special date, May the 11th coming up, which hopefully we'll be able to find out if restrictions will be eased then, and then hopefully we might be able to see what's on the horizon from there.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on just to talk about everything. I'm hoping that my ramblings might have made someone feel better. But yeah, I just want everyone to take that one thing away, is that just to not feel guilty and to really just go with whatever makes you happy at this moment, because that's what really matters right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as what you're doing is not breaking rules or restrictions. So like if you're like, oh, well, it makes me happy to go out to a bar. Well, okay, sorry, you can't do that.
Yeah,
but
within reason.
Yeah, within reason. But thank you so much for having me a part of this. I've really enjoyed chatting, and yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you, and hopefully see you again soon.
Yes, definitely. See you soon.